Good day, folks. This is Great Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're not at Green Pastures Farm. We're actually in Germany, and my special guest today is Antonia. And I wanted to introduce everybody to what you do here. And you were at the school today on this special farm outside of town here. And so you want to talk a little bit about what you do on the farm and what brought you into regenerative agriculture?
I'm Antonia. I work on Gut Temmen here in Germany, in northern Germany. We are a large farm with 3,300 hectares, mainly arable fields, and each year half of our land is in alfalfa and grass, and we graze these crops with our beef cattle.
So what is your official position, Antonia? I mean, you're pretty in tune with what's going on out there. I mean, you're kind of in charge of the grazing management and the rotations. And you want to talk a little bit about how that has changed? I mean, when you first started, what you're doing now?
When I started off, I was responsible for 2 herds and around 300 hectares of land. I'm doing the grazing management and the herd management. By now we doubled in size. We have 3 different enterprises with cattle, and Ruben, my boss.
Yep.
Ruben, my boss, and we now care for 400 cows, mother cows and their calves, and since this year I started working on a research project where we compare a mob grazing system to a more conventional system where they graze lower height of grass, and we compare these 2 systems to each other. So that's one half of my job, and the other is still grazing management and herd management.
So if you had to pick out a part of your job that you really enjoy the most on your daily efforts, what would that be?
Rolling up the fence.
Rolling up the fence.
Yes.
Watching the cattle and
Yeah.
the steers.
That's the candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the cat's meow, we call it, and you know that's a favorite part of your day.
Yeah, it is.
And so in your future, your goal, if you had to pick out your perfect opportunity moving forward, tell the camera what you would do.
Well, I would love to focus more on grazing management and really be able to look at the pastures on a deeper level and be more in tune with the crop rotation as well. I'd really love to experiment more with grazing cover crops and being more in contact or in exchange with the farmers on the tractors, who also then tell us how the crops are affected by what we do with the animals. So
yeah, I'm under the influence that we need animals on the land.
yes.
And we hear all the time about how the animals are destroying the landscape. That's not what your results have shown. I mean, you're out there every day with these animals. What do you see? The symbiosis between the plant and the animal. Is that special or what?
Yes, they definitely belong there.
They do?
Yeah, yeah. It's a weird concept, or I can't really imagine having a farm without animals.
You can't heal anything.
Yeah.
We did a tour today, folks, on her farm, and we had, I don't know, 50 people out there, and we went through different managements and different stocking densities and how long they were there. And we got to, her and I actually walked into the animals. We left the main crowd back, and I walked forward, and I was expecting to find some animals in there that didn't look real good, and maybe they were shrunken in or whatever. We really didn't find that. So Antonia, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I think you're very passionate. I would ask her, we'd go to a particular paddock. I said, when we were here last, you'd whip out your computer and you could tell. I mean,
of course.
she's
You
keeping,
have to know.
yeah, she's keeping really good records. When they were there, how long they were there, and how many were there. And so unless you measure that and keep track of that, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
To keep track of what you're doing.
But that's the only way to really learn from what did I do and what effects did it have. So next time I can adapt.
So right now you're in a drought. You haven't had any rain now for a long time,
Yeah,
and things are dry out there. But what I saw today was you've got plenty of forage.
we do. Yeah.
And so, to give you all the background, I was here 4 years ago on the same farm, and they had multiple herds. They had like 6, 7 herds spread around. Well, now you've got basically two, but they're big herds,
Yeah.
and so you have more time.
Yeah, we have about 160 head per herd.
Cows,
Yeah.
plus the steers are in there.
Yeah, yeah.
You had some nice steers in there.
It's a mob.
Yeah, it's a mob. It's a mob. And so what she's doing, folks, is she's going into grasses that have orchard grass. There was timothy, bluegrass, a little bit of meadow fescue, some ryegrass, and then you got your clovers and you had your alfalfa.
Yeah.
You're trampling a lot of that on the ground. And so you're building up this humus. And in a drought, folks, if they get a rain, you're gonna be on number one. You're gonna hit a home run. You know why? You've got all that carbon on the land.
It's
So
covered.
you're not gonna give your neighbors any of your water.
Yeah. I was relieved today also to hear, I was a bit worried about all of the tall grass and the animal performance, but after hearing you really talk about the animals and what you see, I was relieved to
No,
hear
you're doing fine. And
Yeah.
people get freaked out when they leave a little bit of standing grass on some of those paddocks.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of standing grass, because in a drought, folks, you need some standing grass to slow the wind up. And if you can slow the wind up, and also the standing grass catches dew. And in a drought, that dew may give your plants a drink. So I think if you get any rain at all, the rest of the growing season, you're gonna be in good shape. So
I hope so.
kudos to you. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
Greg.
interview. Folks, this is, okay,
But we forgot to ask her, where are we?
yes, where are we at?
We're at Temringwalde with a full stomach because we had a great meal
What
here.
did you have for dinner tonight?
Oh, I had a pancake filled with asparagus.
Oh my. And that thing that I had was
Schnitzel.
schnitzel?
Yeah, schnitzel.
Schnitzel.
Yeah.
With asparagus underneath
White.
it. White asparagus.
Because we
What-
Germans are crazy about asparagus.
Yeah. And then I had some potatoes and some kind of brown butter.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, I'm just stuffed.
What's this behind us?
Yeah, so this statue behind us, I looked at that earlier. It's actually a memorial to the people in this town. The people on the top row, those are the people that were lost in World War I. And then the people in the bottom, that's World War II. And this is a small town. There was a lot of people that lost their lives in the war. So, yeah. Anyway, what part of, I didn't cover that. What part of Germany are you from?
Where I'm from,
Yep.
originally, in Hessen. That's like a spot in the middle of Germany.
Hessen?
Hessen, yeah, 6
Okay.
hours from here.
Okay. So down the road, you want to kind of be your own manager, possibly, of a farm somewhere?
I
Is
can
that,
imagine.
would that be
Yeah.
your dream?
Yeah, I want to keep everything open, but it's something that definitely would spark
Yep.
joy.
Well, how
Yeah.
long have you been in your present position?
It's my second year, my
Second
second
year.
season. Yeah.
Okay, and you're a young lady. You've still got a lot of time in front of you, folks. If you can get started when you're in your mid 20s, like you are. I was telling her earlier, you're 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're cranking. You're in that age now where you got that goofy stuff behind you, and now you can focus on what you want to do. And so I think that's a good thing. Again, I really appreciate everything you're doing here. We look forward someday to coming back. Hopefully we'll see you again down the road someday.
One thing I'd like to mention
Yep.
is it's also I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to work here on this farm and learn, because there are not a lot of places so far in this region where you can really like learn and practice and try to gain these experiences.
Right.
We talked about it earlier on that learning opportunities are really something that is a missing link.
You're exactly right. You can read, you can watch YouTube video, you can do all this, but until you get out on the land and do it,
Exactly.
that's what gives you the confidence.
Yeah.
And I can tell you've got confidence. I mean, you're doing it every day. And so you've learned, and you'll make mistakes down the road. That's what life's about. but your goal is not to repeat those mistakes.
Yeah.
And so as you go forward, you're going to get more confidence in yourself. You're going to do well. So folks, remember this name, Antonia. What's your last name? Beck. You'll probably be hearing more from Antonio Beck. So with that, wish everybody a great day and hit that subscribe button on the way out. And we'll see you next time. Thank you all.
Goodbye.